Hour 72. No power. Nothing hot for 3 days. The crackers are gone. The peanut butter is gone. The easy options ran out yesterday, and what is left requires cooking that cannot happen. This is the moment most emergency plans fail. These 10 foods exist specifically for this moment. Zero cooking, zero tools, zero preparation of any kind. Drop a comment. How many days of no-cook food does your household have right now? Number 10. Cheese and cracker snack packs. The individually portioned packs, real cheese portions sealed alongside crackers, that most people associate with children's lunchboxes and airplane snacks. Hour 73. The children have stopped asking for specific foods and started accepting whatever appears. That transition, from preference to acceptance, is a parenting signal that the situation is becoming normalized in ways that require active management. Cheese and cracker packs appear, and the children respond before the pack is fully open. The familiar format, the specific combination of salty cracker and creamy cheese that belongs to normal afternoons rather than emergencies. Real cheese delivers complete protein, calcium, and fat. The cracker delivers complex carbohydrates. The combination delivers satiety that lasts 2 to 3 hours longer than either component alone. And the individual packaging. Each pack is its own sealed freshness unit. No portioning, no cutting, no surface. Hand it to a child and step away. 6 to 9 months shelf life. Under $1.50 per pack. 30 to 40 packs. The children's food that solves the hour 73 problem. Child acceptance covered. Now the fat packet that transforms everything it touches. Number 9. Individual olive oil packets. Single-serve olive oil packets. The kind served with bread at Italian restaurants, available in bulk online and increasingly in specialty grocery sections. Solve the most overlooked zero-cook problem on this list. Fact delivery without a container. In any no-cook scenario where food is being eaten directly from packages or cans, adding fat requires opening a bottle, pouring carefully, managing spillage and darkness without a surface. Individual olive oil packets tear at the corner and squeeze directly onto any food. Drizzle over canned sardines. Squeeze onto crackers before adding any topping. Pour directly into any canned product to increase its caloric density and fat content. Fat calories are more than twice as energy-dense as carbohydrate calories per gram. In a rationed no-cook scenario where caloric efficiency matters, olive oil packets are the caloric multiplier that most zero-cook systems never include. Monounsaturated fat for cardiovascular support. Polyphenols from quality olive oil surviving the packet format. Vitamin E 12-month shelf life. Under $25 per packet in bulk. 100 to 200 packets. The fat delivery system no-cook plan specifies. Caloric density multiplier covered. But the next item solves a gap that fat alone cannot fill. Number 8. Single-serve salami packets. Not the large whole salami. Individual vacuum-sealed single-serve salami packets. The format sold near specialty cheese sections in most grocery stores. Hour 76. The adults have been managing on crackers and canned food. What is missing is not calories. It is the specific savory satisfaction of real cured meat, the umami depth, the salt concentration, the chew that registers as protein in a way that softer foods do not. Single-serve salami packets deliver that specific satisfaction in a format that requires nothing. Tear, eat, finished. The curing process, salt, nitrates, and time, creates a product that is shelf-stable at room temperature for months without refrigeration. The individual vacuum seal keeps each serving at peak freshness until the moment of consumption. Complete protein, dense fat, the specific savory identity of cured Italian pork that signals a real food experience rather than emergency rationing. 3 to 6 months at room temperature sealed. Under $2 per single-serve pack, 20 to 30 packs. The cured meat format most zero-cook lists never specify separately from larger formats. Cured meat satisfaction covered. Now the green food that appears when nothing else is green. Number 7. Shelf-stable guacamole singles. Single-serve guacamole pouches. Pasteurized, individually sealed, Shelf-stable without refrigeration, sit in the dip section of most grocery stores, largely ignored for emergency purposes. Here is what they deliver that nothing else on this list provides. Green food, genuinely green, from real avocado, in a zero-cook format that requires nothing beyond tearing the corner of a pouch. In any extended disruption where every available food is beige, brown, or tan, something green registers as fresh to the brain in a way that overrides the rational understanding that it came from a shelf-stable pouch. The visual signal of green food maintains the psychological sense that variety exists even when the practical reality is that options are narrow. Healthy monosaturated fat from avocado, potassium, vitamin K, folate, the specific creamy richness that makes crackers or pita chips feel like a real snack rather than plain carbohydrate. 4 to 6 months shelf life sealed, under $1.50 per single-serve pouch, 20 to 30 pouches. The green food that breaks the visual monotony of emergency eating. Visual variety and avocado fat covered. Now the sauce that makes everything else on this list taste finished. Number 6. Shelf-stable salsa singles. Individual salsa cups or packets, the shelf-stable format found near tortilla chips and dips, delivers something that no other zero-cook condiment on this list provides. Tomato, onion, chili, cilantro, lime. 5 flavor components simultaneously from 1 spoonful. In any zero-cook scenario where the available foods are nutritionally adequate but flavor flat is, a single-serve salsa cup transforms the meal. Pour over any canned protein and the protein becomes a taco filling. Dip any cracker into it and the cracker becomes a chip with purpose. Add to any bean pouch and the beans become something from a specific cuisine rather than a generic protein. Vitamin C from the tomatoes and peppers. Lycopene from the tomato base. The specific brightness of acidity that cuts through the richness of fat and protein in every other item on this list. 6 to 12 months shelf life. Under $1.50 per single-serve cup. 50 to 100 cups. The flavor multiplier that costs almost nothing and transforms everything. Flavor transformation covered. Now the warm soup that requires only hot water or works cold. Number 5. Ready-to-eat miso soup cups. Single-serve miso soup cups, the instant format that dissolves in hot water in 30 seconds, also work cold. That specific function earns them the number 5 position on a zero-cooking list. Cold water added to instant miso soup produces a thinner, less aromatic version of the hot preparation, but the fermented soy paste dissolves, the dashi flavor distributes, and the result is a savory cold liquid that delivers sodium, B vitamins, protein from the soy, and probiotic cultures that survived the drying process. In a zero-cook scenario where nothing has been heated for days, a cold miso soup cup is the closest available approximation of a warm meal. The umami is present regardless of temperature. The sodium replaces electrolytes. The fermented cultures support gut health through the dietary disruption. When heat is available, 30 seconds of hot water produces a genuinely warming drink that signals something prepared rather than something opened. 2 years shelf life. Under $1 per cup. 30 to 40 cups. A soup that works warm or cold with nothing required. Warm or cold, umami covered. Now the dip that turns crackers into a protein meal. Number 4. Shelf-stable bean dip cups. Individual bean dip cups, black bean, refried bean, or mixed bean in single-serve packaging are the most overlooked complete protein zero-cook food available. Here is the specific function most people miss when they walk past them. Bean dip is already seasoned, already smooth, already ready to eat with nothing. No can opener. The cup peels open. No utensil. Eat directly with crackers or fingers. No surface preparation required. Complete protein from the beans. Fiber that supports digestive health through any dietary change. Iron, folate, the specific satisfaction of something thick and substantial rather than thin and liquid, paired with pita chips or crackers. The protein and carbohydrate combination produces satiety that lasts 3 to 4 hours. In a zero-cook scenario where meal timing is irregular and gaps between eating are longer than normal, 4 hours of satiety from one small cup is genuinely valuable. 6 to 12 months shelf life, under $1.50 per cup, 30 to 40 cups. 30 to 40 cups. The protein dip that most zero-cook plans treat as a snack rather than a meal. Complete protein dip covered. Now the nacho cheese that morale manages children and adults equally. Number 3. Canned nacho cheese sauce. The pull-tapped can of nacho cheese sauce that most people buy for sporting events and probably forget belongs in an emergency pantry. Here is the case that changes that association permanently. Canned nacho cheese sauce requires nothing. Pull the tab. The sauce is ready. At room temperature, it is slightly thick. Warm from a brief soak in warm water, it becomes pourable. Eat directly from the can with any dipper. Pour over any available starchy food, and the meal becomes something that children recognize and adults accept willingly. The specific psychological function that nacho cheese performs in a zero-cook emergency is the same function it performs at sporting events. It makes ordinary food feel like an event. Crackers with nacho cheese are not crackers anymore. They are nachos. The identity shift changes the eating experience entirely. Protein from the dairy base. Fat. Calcium. Sodium for electrolyte replacement. And beyond the eating function. Nacho cheese sauce applied cold to crackers and eaten in the dark on day 4 of a power outage has produced documented moments of genuine laughter from family members who recognize the absurdity and the comfort simultaneously. That laughter, that specific recognition of something familiar and slightly ridiculous, is more valuable than any nutrition label captures. 2 to 5 year shelf life, under $3 per can, 15 to 20 cans. The morale food most emergency plans are embarrassed to include. Morale management covered. Now the fruit salad hiding the most vitamin C per zero-cook serving. Number 2. Canned coconut fruit salad. Mixed tropical fruit and coconut milk. The specific canned format available in Asian grocery sections and increasingly in mainstream stores delivers something no other canned fruit product on this list provides: the coconut milk base. Every piece of fruit in the can is surrounded by coconut milk, natural fat that makes the fruit more filling, more calorie-dense, and more satisfying than fruit packed in syrup or juice alone. Open the can and the contents are immediately ready. The coconut milk does not require stirring or mixing. It pools at the bottom and coats every fruit piece when the can is tilted. Vitamin C from the mixed tropical fruit. Medium-chain triglycerides from the coconut milk providing fast energy. Natural sugars for immediate fuel. The specific tropical flavor combination, lychee, jackfruit, pineapple, coconut, that belongs to no emergency food category and therefore signals something outside the emergency entirely. In a zero-cook scenario where every meal reinforces the reality of the disruption, canned coconut fruit salad signals something that was chosen for flavor rather than function. That specific signal matters. 2 to 3 year shelf life. Under $2.50 per can. 15 to 20 cans. The fat-enriched tropical fruit that closes every vitamin C and fat gap simultaneously. Vitamin C and coconut fat covered. And now, number 1. The beef item most people bought for hiking that belongs in every emergency pantry. Number 1. Individually wrapped beef sticks. Hour 72. No power. Nothing hot for 3 days. The crackers are gone. The peanut butter is gone. You reach for a beef stick. Unwrap it. Eat it. In 10 seconds you have consumed complete protein, fat, salt for electrolyte replacement, and the specific savory satisfaction of real beef that signals to the body that a protein meal was consumed. No can opener. No bowl. No surface. No utensil. No light required to locate, unwrap, and eat. Individually wrapped beef sticks. The format sold near checkout lanes in every gas station, grocery store, and convenience retailer in America, are the most universally available, most immediately accessible, zero-cook protein in the country. The specific survival function that earns number 1. Every other item on this list requires finding something to eat with it, finding somewhere to open it, or finding the energy to engage with it in some minimal way. A beef stick requires only unwrapping. At hour 72, when energy is depleted, decision fatigue is real, and the gap between hungry and fed needs to close in under 10 seconds. Beef sticks close it. Quality beef sticks, delivers 6 to 7 grams of protein per stick, fat for sustained energy, sodium replacing the electrolytes that stress and reduced intake have depleted, the cured beef flavor that registers as real food rather than emergency food, 1 year shelf life individually wrapped, under $1.50 per stick, 50 to 100 individually wrapped sticks, the 10-second protein that closes every gap, 10 foods, every one of them ready in under 10 seconds, every one requiring zero cooking, zero tools, zero preparation, cheese and cracker packs, individual olive oil packets, single-serve salami, shelf-stable guacamole, shelf-stable salsa, ready-to-eat miso cups, shelf-stable bean dip, canned nacho cheese sauce, canned coconut fruit salad, and individually wrapped beef sticks. Total cost for meaningful quantities, under $150. Hour 72 is when most emergency plans fail. The crackers are gone. The easy options ran out yesterday. These 10 exist specifically for hour 72, for the moment when nothing available requires cooking and everything available requires nothing. They are still on shelves tonight. Subscribe. Next video covers 10 more zero-cook emergency foods that close the gaps most emergency plans leave open past hour 72. Drop a comment. Which of these 10 are you buying before your next potential blackout?